Yes, people, welcome back to another video. Today, we've got the monthly preview for the month of May. Another incredibly hectic month, 8 games in total. It's going to be crazy. Could we get to the Champions League final? That'll be decided this month, and the Premier League will also be decided this month. The Champions League final and the FA Cup final, of course, come after the month of May, so we can't really go into that. But let's just first of all just dive straight into the fixtures, and then we can get into it. So coming up on Wednesday, we've got West Ham in a relegation scrap, but pretty much safe. Leeds Saturday, that's before Newcastle play Arsenal on the Sunday, but Leeds are properly in the relegation scrap. Then we have our first Champions League semi-final leg against Real Madrid. That's away. That's on the Tuesday, followed by Everton away, also in a massive relegation scrap. Could be tricky. That's followed by the Real Madrid second leg. That's at the Etihad. Chelsea at the Etihad, Brighton away on the 24th of May, and Brentford away on the 28th of May. Of course, the United game we won't speak about because that's in June. Mad month, bro. What sort of stands out here to you as like the main sort of issues?
The main issues for me are obviously the two Real Madrid games. Even to single it or to narrow it down even further, the Bernabeu game, because I feel if we get a good result in the Bernabeu, I'd take a draw in the Bernabeu. Snap your hand off for a draw at the Bernabeu, because I think bringing them back to the Etihad will do them. I think based on our Champions League form over the last, we're 25 unbeaten at home in the Champions League or something like that, and the way we played against Bayern at home as well. I think get Madrid back to the Etihad, and we're in a good position there. Obviously, Premier League wise, you look towards the end of the month where you have, of course, Everton. Man, Goodison's it's not been a good place for us in the last 10 years. It's been tough. Every time we go there, it's always a tough fight. I know we've won there a good few times, but we never win easy. The Brighton game, man, they're flying high. They just won 6-0, I believe, yesterday at the time of recording. Like they're a serious team. Brentford. But I think the way I look at it is obviously the Premier League will be decided who the winner is this month. I think we beat West Ham and Leeds. I'd like to say we should win it, or we will win it. I think West Ham, we will win the Premier League, and with a bit of good fortune. I know you can only cross your fingers. It's not up to us how this goes. But if Arsenal were to drop points, I'd love to get it wrapped up before, say, that Brighton game, before Brighton, Chelsea, Brentford. I'd love to get it wrapped up then, because they're 3 fixtures that are going to provide problems for us if it is still a title race. So it's a month of ups and downs. I think you can look at games individually, and that's the way to approach it. Never look at a month and go, only these 2 games are going to cause problems. Assess every single game correctly, and they're all cup finals, and that's the way we've always done things around here.
No, I agree. I think West Ham on Wednesday is going to be. I think it's going to be super tough, man, because we look dead on our feet at the end of the game against Fulham. I think Pep's going to have to rotate the team. I think Ilkay Gundogan's probably going to have to step out and be benched because he just looked absolutely knackered. And rumour has it that Kevin De Bruyne is still not going to be available for West Ham. So that could cause us some issues. Phil Foden's probably going to have to start a game. And you are playing against a team, whereas West Ham are probably safe and they probably are going to be fine, but they're still not fully safe. And so they will be fully up for it. So that could be a potential banana skin. Leeds, I'm hoping that by that point, maybe that we can bring Gundogan back in. Hopefully Kevin De Bruyne will be ready to come back in as well, and we'll be able to go. But again, it's just a 2-day rest. Thursday, Friday, boom, you're straight back in it on Saturday. However, I'm a little bit more confident for the Leeds game than I am the West Ham game. You win those 2 games, and as you say, I hope that Arsenal are probably not going to beat Chelsea, Newcastle and Brighton. I don't think they are. So that they'll drop points. That means you're going into the Everton game, Brighton, Chelsea, and Brentford, meaning that you can actually draw games, you can lose games potentially. So that then takes the pressure off. These next 2 games for me are crucial, but I am worried about them because I think we're just knackered at the moment. Then you look at the Real Madrid game and the Bernabeu. For me, it's just get out of there with a draw, and I'll be celebrating that, man. I'll be happy with that. I think that'll be a great result. Going to be tricky. Real Madrid, the kings of this competition. They've done us last year. However, I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling confident going into that. We'll have again only 2 days rest. Sunday, Monday. It's not easy, but this is winning the treble ain't meant to be easy, people. You know what I mean? It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. We're going to look knackered in certain games. We're not going to have the best performances. It's about, can the players go out there and get the job done? That's what it's about. Luckily, the Everton game, we do actually have a bit of a rest. We have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday off, and then we go into the Everton game. Another tricky game. They're going to be fighting for their lives. but I actually think that we could potentially go there and get a win because we've got that rest. Then the Bernabeu, then the Etihad game for the Real Madrid game, it's going to be tricky, but I back us as you do. Chelsea, I actually think that the Chelsea game, I actually think we can beat Chelsea. I'm not too worried about that one. Brighton and Brentford are the games that worry me. But as you said, hopefully the league might be wrapped up by then, especially if Arsenal drop points in their next 3 fixtures, which are real tough. So for me, honestly, I think the next 3 games for me are the games that I'm like, shit, these are the hardest games that I see. I think if you can get through these 3 games, if you can beat West Ham, beat Leeds, and get a point, not a point, but draw against Real Madrid away, I think it's on, man. I think it's on. But if we slip up in any of those 3 games, fear will start creeping back in for me, bro.
Yeah, Pep has a really, really tough job on his hands this month. Of course, there's the pressure of winning games, but this is where he will separate himself from great managers and elevate himself into, GOAT tier managers and cement himself there, because he has the job now of how does he manage his players? How does he manage his players in terms of rotation, as you spoke about? There's no denying when you look back at the Fulham game, which was the last game at the time of recording, some of the players do look fatigued. Some of the players do look like the last month or 2 of work they've put in is starting to catch up on them a bit. And Pep, I think, being the smart manager he is, he will identify that, and it's how he works around that is the big thing. I mean, this month is going to decide whether we separate ourselves from a great team to an excellent, GOAT tier team, like I said as well. We can elevate ourselves now. We're already in the FA Cup final. We can win the Premier League this month. And if we can oversee Real Madrid and do them over the 2 legs, we're into a Champions League final. This month is the month that'll set us up for a potentially historic, one of the best seasons in football history ever. So this month is possibly, in Manchester City's history, the most crucial month we've ever had. So Pep Guardiola, I'll go back to it again, has a big job on his hands of how does he manage? How does he manage all these games coming up? And we don't have a deep squad. As much as people like to say it, we do not have a deep squad. We have a talented squad, not a deep squad. So it's up to him how he uses his players at the right times, which players suit different fixtures better. And when a player simply looks like he just needs a rest, or if he says to the manager, I need a rest, Pep has to take that on board. So it's how does he manage all these things, all these factors going into a heavy, heavy month? But you have to back it, man. You have to back this team. They've done special things over the years, and they look primed to do something even more special this year. So please, God, man.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Guys, let us know in the comment section below. Do you have any different opinions, or do you see any other games here that you think could be a potential banana skin? I said that Chelsea, I think it'll be pretty easy. I think we'll get the win there. Do you disagree? Let us know. How do you see these Real Madrid games being played out? And do you agree that these next 2 Premier League games could define where the Premier League ends up? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Make sure you drop a like on the video as well if you are new. We'll be live later on, guys, for our preview for the West Ham game. It's going to be huge, man. So make sure you get in that later on tonight. And people, we'll see you in the next one. See you later.